Welcome back, listeners, to our podcast, We Are Listening. And it is a space where we help you bridge the gap between wellness seekers and wellness providers. I'm Pulkit Garg, and today we have the honor once again of hosting Ronak Vora, who is a transformation specialist, an entrepreneur, and a light worker. Ronak, it's great to have you back.
Thank you, Pulkit. It's amazing talking to you all this while.
So, Ronak, today we will be delving into the topic of why it is crucial to upgrade our belief system in the modern age. And before we get too much deep into it, can you share your perspective on why our belief systems need an upgrade in this fast evolving world we live in?
अगर आपका iPhone, Pulkit, and I'll give an example of people to relate to this. आपका अगर iPhone 11 है and मार्केट में सॉफ्टवेयर आ गया है iOS 18, it tells you that it can't be uploaded in your phone. तो ऑप्शन क्या है आपके पास?
You upgrade the software.
नहीं, मैं बोल रहा हूँ आपका iPhone 10 है, सॉफ्टवेयर is iOS 18. But the update tells that I can't update in your phone.
You change the phone.
Correct?
Yeah.
The hardware is not supported. Similarly, the software is our belief system. The hardware is the body. So अगर आपका goal है, let's say 1,000 crores are, your wellness company, 1,000 crores, typical goal that you want. The hardware, let's say it's a hardware. आपका सॉफ्टवेयर है कि यार 1,000 करोड़ होगा कि नहीं होगा यार, मतलब मैंने 10th में पैसे घुमा दिए थे, पापा ने मुझे मारा था, टैक्सी का इतना भाड़ा है. If I go from Bandra to Churchgate, I have to pay this much of bills. Oh, I have to pay this much of salary to this new employee. Oh my God, how will I maintain this? Do you think you can reach their 1,000 crores easily? Do you have the energy to reach 1,000 crores?
Not exactly. I would be draining my energy with these thoughts.
Yeah, because your beliefs are not really supporting your cause. Because if you were to aim for 1,000 crores, which means that you have abundance mindset, which means there is no scarcity or lackness or stinginess. Now, most people aim high but are vibrating at low energy, and उनके beliefs वैसे ही है, because you can only function to the point until your beliefs are supporting you. Which means if a belief tells you, oh, you can be a writer, yes, you will be a writer, but to become the writer that's number one, you would have to change your belief from writer to becoming a number one writer with an unparalleled clarity of words. So beliefs are like a stepping stone to really help us to become the ultimate.
That's an amazing way to put it, Ronak. I was gonna ask you if you can, help us understand what a belief system is, but you already answered it for me and our listeners. And Ronak, in our previous, conversations, we have discussed that you enable unlocking inner powers. And if I'm not wrong, a part of that is the journey that evolving belief systems. So can you shed some light on how our belief systems, really shape our reality and influence our overall well-being?
Right. So basically beliefs होते क्या है? Beliefs are nothing but a principle, the set of statements, a set of attitudes, a set of things जो हम सीखते हैं हमारे religion से, philosophy से, society से, लोगों से, school से, So that really changes how we look at the outside world. So let me give you an example. Let me give you more clarity on this. So beliefs are like an internal binoculars, and that is how we will judge the outer world. If our internal binoculars are very short-sighted, which means very limiting beliefs, we would not be able to look with a wide view or a vision. We would have a short-term thinking कि अरे कल का पैसा आ गया ना, ये month का salary आ गया ना, हाँ ये हो गया, ठीक है, job कर लूँगा मैं, safe है. Short set of binoculars. But if our internal binoculars are very wide vision, as a very big lens, we can see the short, yes, we can see the middle, and we can also see a long-term view. We often listen when all these big visionaries, Elon Musk and all of them, talk about 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. So they talk about this because their internal binocular has a very wide lens. That is why they can see what other people can never. I would say not now, at least until they grow the binoculars. So our beliefs really shape everything. Our thinking, behavior, our emotions, which will determine again कि हमारी life आसान होगी, मुश्किल होगी तो भी हम आसानी से बिता पाएंगे या नहीं उसको. I hope I answered your question.
No, totally. And I believe I would be correct in saying that somebody who actually achieves it, the difference is in the belief system.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, correct. If there's a very common saying, if you believe you can, if you believe you cannot, both are right.
That's a better way of saying it. So Ronak, I was doing some research when we finalized our podcast, and it showed me that individuals with adaptable belief systems tend to experience उनके साथ स्ट्रेस लेवल्स बड़े कम होते हैं और लाइफ सेटिस्फैक्शन ज्यादा होती है. कैन यू शेयर सम रियल लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस फ्रॉम योर वर्क विद इंडिविजुअल सो फार दैट यू हैव रियली सीन दिस हैपनिंग इन रियल लाइफ?
What's adaptable belief? I'm sorry, I don't know.
So people who are able to evolve their belief system, who are able to,
Okay, upgrade
yeah,
it by time.
yes,
Is that what you mean?
yeah, totally. That's what I'm trying to point at.
Okay, so that's what I said, earlier की stepping stones है वो. तो अगर आप मारियो के लेवल 1 में हो और आपको मारियो के लेवल 2 में जाना है तो आपको लेवल 1 फेस करना पड़ेगा और आपको पता है कि लेवल 2 में मुश्किल बढ़ेगी, तो आप उसके लिए तैयार रहोगे. What happens is I relate it with games because I've been a gamer. And I always look at how games really help us shape our real life. Also in gym, the more weights you lift, the more you are able to resist the pain. आपको pain नहीं होगा. You will have good pain tolerance. So usually there's a very common analogy which I explain it to my clients. If you choose the easy life now, you will have a hard life tomorrow. If you choose a hard life now, you will have an easy life tomorrow. And that will based on how often you take risk, you take action, you keep going. You're aware, you know where you're heading, and all of these outward action, outward movements come from our internal map, which is our belief system, yes, our thought process, our guide of life कि हम life में करना क्या चाहते हैं. Like, of course, not a foolproof plan, but हल्का view. मुझे पता है कि यार boss में शायद job तो नहीं करूँगा, I'll become an entrepreneur. That is for sure. So when we have this life guide ready, that will automatically help us to pick up the beliefs. Number 1, it will help us to pick up the personality traits. Number 3, it will automatically help us to become that entrepreneur.
Ronak, help me understand one thing. We have been talking about our belief system, and you just, said that life में करना क्या चाहते हैं, that forms a part of our belief system. But we are not an individual. We are living in a society. So individual हम हैं, but at the same time we are living with a lot of other individuals as well.
Mm-hmm.
हम अपने family के साथ रहते हैं. We stay with our parents. We stay with our siblings. Now, the place that I'm getting at is for an individual, his or her belief system is his or her belief system. How do they really get it aligned with someone else's belief system? Because अगर हम बात करते हैं कि हमारा belief system है we can, but other persons who are very having an influence on our life, their belief system says you can't. How do we really bridge this gap and make it to yes you can and I can? वो gap कैसे bridge कर सकते हैं?
So I would say, from my personal experience, number 1, there is no point, there is no need to bridge the gap. Because if you want to do it badly, so I'll give my example. My parents were against this career of mine initial days mein. When I began as a gym instructor and a personal coach, my beliefs were I am going to make it. I have figured out in that. Just look at me, give me 6 months, not even a year, give me 6 months. And in 3 months, I cracked the code, I got featured, I was invited for a speech, in my city. So their beliefs automatically changed. Okay, I think शायद ये सही कर रहा है. So I feel more than wasting our time to bridge the gap with our belief with our parents and us, let the actions do the talking, because we can't really change anyone. It would be a waste of complete of our time if we try to change someone. It's impossible. किसी का belief change करना, किसी का behavior change करना, personality change करना, वो किसी के हाथ में नहीं है, वो इंसानियत खुद के हाथ में. So even though I'm a coach, even though people come to me, Ronak, help me change, I ask them, do you want a way in or a way out? Which means, are you going to fully surrender and you really want to change, or you are just looking for an escape? कि अरे यार घर पे बहुत प्रॉब्लम है, प्रेशर है, ऑफिस में स्ट्रेस है, तो इसलिए मुझे मेडिटेशन करना है, इसलिए मुझे अपने आप को जानना है. So really discovering that core reason helps a person to align their beliefs. And I feel in today's time, it is important that more than pleasing everyone or more than aligning ourselves, it's so crucial. I feel that, it's my opinion, it's so crucial to align ourselves, number 1, and to then lead people who look up to us, people who understand, people who vibe with our energy, will automatically draw towards us and ask us कि boss कहते कि आपने मुझे भी करना है.
I believe that really helps me as well as our listeners in talking more with their actions rather than just with their words.
Yeah, words doesn't matter, because मैं बोलूंगा किसी को कि यार मेरा belief है कि मैं कर पाऊंगा, यार मेरे को हाँ बोल दो, support them. That's just looking for validation in a way, I feel. People who have tremendous belief system, like unshakable, they don't really care. They do not care if there is 1 follower or 1 lakh or 0. And if you remember, Elon Musk का एक interview था जिसमें उसका जो एक mentor था, he said that you can't fly rockets. You're not going to succeed. He cried in that interview and he said, I'm going to make it. I'm going to show it to him.
I believe most of the or all of the successful entrepreneurs have that really firm and strong foundation of their belief system.
Correct. They are very much alpha, I believe, and that's the right way to lead a life in today's time, where you really want to make a difference. Because in order to be of service, in order to be selfless, in order to really make an impact, you have to be selfish.
So, going beyond this individual level conversation, again, how can an organization or leaders in an organization foster the culture of, having a continuous and evolving belief system for the betterment of the organization itself? And if you can, touch upon one or two practices that the leaders can implement.
I think hiring Aanya Wellness would be one of them.
Why not? More than happy.
So I think that's the number one thing, because फिर क्या होता है कि कभी-कभी अगर मैं HR वाला हूँ या फिर मैं CEO हूँ, जो भी हूँ, मैं फीस दूंगा, it will be irrelevant because people listen to me all day, all night long, and they would want some expert or some third party to really teach and reinforce those in their style because they are well informed with their tools. That would be number one. Hiring experts, number one. Could you just repeat your question? Just lost the track of it.
So I was just, for the organization perspective, अभी तक हमने जो पूरी बात की, हमने individual perspective से बात की.
Right, understood.
But
sometimes, when I'm in my zone, I just forget what the question is. That is why all the answers that I give are very sometimes lengthy. So listeners, I'm so sorry from bottom of my heart.
No, that truly shows the passion you have for this topic.
Thank you, Pulkit. So for companies, number one, hiring experts. Number two, अगर वो beliefs aligned नहीं है तो वही बात होगी ना कि काम कर रहा हूँ physically, mentally मैं कहीं और हूँ. Alignment नहीं है. Alignment नहीं होगा तो काम में वो ब्यूटी दिखेगी नहीं. भले ही मैं कोडर हूँ या फिर मैं डेटाबेस हूँ, जो भी है, वो काम में मुझे दिखेगा ही नहीं उसका मजा. So corporates have to really align their people with the belief. Now again, some people would have resistance to this. अरे क्या बिलीफ है, सब क्या है, दैट रियली जैसे बात की हमने, उनका माइंडसेट अडेप्टेबल नहीं है, उनका माइंडसेट इवॉल्व नहीं है. एंड नाउअडेज पीपल आर ओपनिंग देयर आईज दैट देयर इज अ लॉट टू करियर देन जस्ट करियर स्किल्स. यू नीड टू लर्न अ होल सेट ऑफ लाइफ स्किल्स अगर आपको सर्वाइव और थ्राइव करना है तो. पीपल आर नाउ रियलाइजिंग द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ चेंजिंग देयर थॉट प्रोसेस, बिलीफ, upgrading it, aligning themselves, and companies should majorly now put emphasize more on people-centric training, which means a human performance training rather than just skill-based training, which is Java, data science. That's enough. People are very skilled. People are already so skilled. You don't have to put so much of skill into them because you're making them robots. They don't know how they feel. They don't know how to react. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to behave in a corporate culture. There's no posture alignment. So all of these things will be paid very, very importance. क्योंकि जब वो होगा कोई कंपनी में तो that company will be untouched. Because उनके पास ऐसे लोग हैं जिनके पास स्किल भी है और उनके पास ऐसे लोग हैं जिनके पास वो inner strength भी है, knowing about themselves. And those people will deliver far more better outputs than the other ones. So aligning all of these things in the company through experts, through regular trainings, through more of, I would say, involvement of human to human would actually strengthen their company's culture. I hope that makes sense.
No, totally, Ronak. That totally makes sense to me. In one of our recent clients with whom we were having conversation, I asked them, why are you actually hiring us? आप ये खुद से भी तो कर सकते हो internally. And the very first point that you mentioned, hiring experts का जो आपने explain किया, the reason, the team members listen to the leaders day in, day out. So that was the same response came in from our client as well. कि Pulkit, हम बोल के थक चुके हैं. We need a different person to come in and share the perspective, the message from a very different perspective and very different in a different manner. So thanks a lot, Ronak, for enlightening us on the importance of, upgrading our belief system in today's modern age. And for our listeners, this would be the final episode in this season with Ronak. If you have any more questions or any more topics you would like Ronak to answer or speak on, please DM us or share it with us on our email. And remember that growth often begins with a shift in perspective. So stay tuned and do subscribe us. Thanks a lot.